Hello everybody, welcome back. Jiu-Jitsu 2000 here today. I'm at the house right now. I apologize if you're getting a little wind noise. It's a little windy outside, but I wanted to shoot a quick video showing you my 5 favorite knots. These are knots that I think everybody should know. They can be used for camping and more specifically in a survival situation. So I'm going to be using some Blaze orange parachute cord. This is 550 cord, and you can see that I'm wearing a gray t-shirt. That's because I'm looking for the contrast in the colors. I want you to be able to see the knots stand out very well. So let's get to knot number 1. Okay everybody, the first knot that I think everybody should know is the bowline. Okay, so I have my working end of my line over here. I'm gonna bring the working end of the line close to me and back out to you. So what's happened here is I've created a little loop. Okay, now from here I take this tail and I come through the hole under this line here. See that? I'm coming under this line and back into the hole. Now when I pull this one, everything tightens up. This is the bowline. Now you notice that the standard bowline, which is the way I tied this one, the tail ends up inside the loop. Now personally I don't like that, so I do my bowline a little different, and I'll show you that. Okay, so it's the same thing. I have my working end over here. I'm going to come towards me, making a loop. Hold that with my thumb and index finger. Now, I come through just as before, but instead of going to the outside, I come to the inside. Let me switch my hands here. I come to the inside here, around, and back in. Tighten this bad boy up. That creates the same exact knot, except my tail is on the outside. Okay, let me show you one more time with a different point of view. So again, I have the working end over here in my right hand. I'm going to come towards myself, holding this in my thumb and my index finger. I'm going to come in the hole. This tail will go down, behind, up and back through. See that? Then I just kind of hold these two together. See that? I'm holding these two together and I'm just gently pulling here. That creates the bowline. Now, one thing that I really like about this bowline is that it has 2 pieces feeding through this loop right here. There's 2 pieces feeding through. But if you flip it over, there's only 1 feeding through the other loop. So you could tow a boat, tow a car out of the ditch, whatever you got to do with this knot, you could put all the load in the world on it, and then when you're done, you can just flick it with your finger, pull this thing, and it'll loosen everything up, and it basically falls apart on you. Okay, this is a great knot to know. So one more time real quick, bowline. 1. You can make this loop as long, as big as you want. In, around, and out. Full. Put it under a big, heavy load. That's the bowline. Now, one more thing I want to mention before I finish this first one is how could I say this? If you're gonna put like a major load on it, and you know you are, let me show you a little trick that you can do to increase the ability to undo your bowline. Okay, right before, when you get to this point where you're getting ready to put it back in the hole, right before you put it in the hole, just double this up. Double this up, make a loop and stick that loop in the hole. Now pull it tight, and what you will have created is a bowline, but instead of having 2 layers going through there, you have 3. So you could put all the tension in the world, make it as tight as you want, and you could either A, pull this loop out and it'll undo the bowline, or B, let me show you the second option. So you're basically running this loop, sticking it in there like so. Now you have 3 layers. See that? You have 3 layers. So that's one way of undoing it, is just pulling this tail. Or the second way of undoing it is the standard way. You just pull this out. Kind of loosen, and then you'll get it eventually loose enough where you can pull this undone and take it out. Let me show you another angle. This is just a little trick. Okay, here's my working end. Come here, 1, in, around the tree, and just double this through. See this? Just double it and then pull everything tight. So you're capturing 3 different chords in there. Put all the weight you want, all the tension you want. When you're done, pull it out. That's your bowline. Okay, number 2. The basic fisherman's knot. You have 2 cords of the same size, approximately. Okay, they don't have to be identical, but you have 2 cords and you want to connect them. Okay, so the easiest way I could say this is to make a simple overhand knot on one of them. Run the other cord through. Okay, so I have my overhand knot. So the orange is going to tie around the green. See that? Just a simple overhand knot. Now what the green will do is the green will make just a simple overhand knot around the orange. See that? Now when you pull them together, look, they lock, they bind. This is a good way of connecting 2 cords together. Okay, let me show you again. I know my hands probably got in the way a little bit on that one. So again, you have the orange, make a simple overhand knot. See that? Put the green through, tighten the orange. Okay, see that? You don't have to tighten it gorilla tight, just snug it up. Now the green makes an overhand knot around the orange. Tighten it up, pull, 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 and they'll find themselves. That's the fisherman's knot. Very good knot to know. Okay, let me undo this thing and then I'll show you another angle on it. So this is in the event that you want to tighten or connect 2 cords together. So again, we have 2 pieces of cord that we want to connect. So we're going to start with an overhand knot in one of them. It doesn't matter which one. Just like so. Stick it through. It doesn't matter which way you stick it through. I try to go this way. Tighten. Come around. See that? And just stick it through. So you've created 2 overhand knots, and then you're just pulling it together. Everything will bind together. It'll tighten up real well. And this is an excellent knot to know. You can put a load on it and it holds those ropes together very well. Okay, one last time. Overhand knot. Stick the green through. Tighten the orange just a little. Go around. The green is just going to make a very basic overhand knot. Now we're going to pull things together and see they lock. As I pull, watch, I'm going to pull tight. They will lock. This is a fisherman's knot. This is for joining 2 cords together. Okay, number 3, the lark's foot, or as some people call it, the lark's head. So basically, you're going to start with the loop. Okay, here's my working end. Not that it matters. Okay, but you have a loop. Now my finger, my index finger and my thumb are going to go inside the loop, and I'm going to just kind of twist downward. See that? It's going to kind of twist downward and grab these two pieces and pull them through. So you end up with the lark's foot or lark's head. Okay? So again, I have a little loop here on the end. I put my fingers through, reaching to grab, and then just kind of pull this stuff down. And if you have a cross on it, of course we need to fix it up, clean it up a little bit. That's what it looks like. That's a lark's foot, or a lark's head as some people call it. Okay, so again, here's the working end right here. We're going to run our index finger and our thumb through, reaching to grab so that I can kind of pull these down. This is good if you're going to make a external grommet on a tarp or something like that. Another thing that you can do with this, and let me see if I can find something real quick. Say you have a piece of wood. Okay, say this wood is sticking off, say that's a branch, right? You can make your lark's foot, as I like to call it, and just set it over the branch and just kind of pull it tight, and things will be connected. Okay, now let's say it's a long branch or something, and for some reason you can't just slip it over the end like I did. So the branch is fixed. Just come here towards me, towards you, back towards me with this tail, with the working end, over and down. Pull it all together, and what do you have there? You have a lark's foot, a lark's head. This is good for holding bottles, water bottles. It's good for making external grommets on tarps, all kinds of things. So again, let's say that's your branch, right? You got the end of the branch, you just pull it through, just stick it right over the end of the branch. That would be one way. Everything will tighten up right, real nice. Now let's say the other way, let's say you don't have that option. Okay, the branch is fixed, or it's a log or something, you just drape it over, come behind, go back around the back side, come through and underneath. So what you want is you want both lines to come around the object. This is really good for holding things. This is the lark's foot or the lark's head. Okay, number 4 is going to be a prusik. So I have a loop that I made by connecting two pieces together using a fisherman's knot. Okay, behind me you can see that I have a small ridge line. Now what a prusik is it's a knot that is designed to tighten upon itself, or to tighten upon something. Okay, so let me zoom into that ridge line a little bit. Okay, let me show you what this does. So I'm right here, right? The prusik, I have the end that has the knots in it. I'm going to drape over. I'm going to go inside and create a lark's foot. See that? There's a lark's head that I made. Now, to create a prusik, I just do that 2 more times. 1. Now I have basically what would be a double lark's head or lark's foot. Then I'm going to go a 3rd time. Now I have a prusik, but I can't use it just yet. Let me zoom in a little bit. I got to clean it up. See that it's kind of bumpy. So I'm going to clean it up. Make it nice and pretty looking. This is where I'll get it to work the best, is when it's nice and clean. So what this does is, if I had something like in my hand here and I would be pulling, see, I'm pulling on this line, that Prusik holds itself to the line, but yet when it's loose I can simply move it. And then from here, again, I can pull and it holds itself onto the line. As long as it's not under tension, it does fine. But when you start tugging, it grabs the line. And a Prusik is very good for when you've got your ridge line, and let's say this edge of this loop here is going through your tarp, and maybe you got a grommet, you know, and you want to tighten up your tarp. Well, then all you do is just run this down the ridge line and it'll tighten up your tarp for you. That's Prusik. So let me tie it one more time. You just lay it over, make a lark's foot, run it through again and again. Clean it up. From here, once it's nice and clean, then you can put pressure on it one way or the other. See that? That's a Prusik. It'll grab real good. The reason it's having a little bit of trouble right now is because the size of diameter rope that I'm using for my Prusik is the same as the ridgeline. Now normally if you had a bigger diameter ridgeline with a smaller Prusik, it would work even better. Plus I'm putting a lot of pressure on it. You can see the ridgeline over here relaxing. So that's the Prusik knot. One of my favorite ones to know. Works really good. It's like I got that one really tight. So again, that's the Prusik. Okay, number 5 is the slip knot. To create this ridge line that I have behind me, you can see right here that I've used what I'm going to show you as what I call a slip knot. Watch this. When I pull, it comes undone. Now let me go over here, pull my cord through. I have a little loop right here. Whenever I pull on a slip knot, watch what happens. It comes undone. Okay, so to create a slip knot, what you want to do is you want to create a loop. I'm coming towards me, and the one that's going down, I'm basically going to reach in and pull it through. Pull this nice and tight. Okay, so one more time. I'm creating a small loop coming towards me. Okay, now I'm going to either shove this through like so and pull tight. See? So when I pull, it just comes undone. So again, create a little loop. Now this was under, now it's going to go over, and I'm going to just pop that loop through. See that? And as I pull things together, it creates a little loop, and then when I pull my hands outward, it deletes the loop. Now, let me show you why I like to have a slip knot. Over here, you can't see it because it's off camera, but I have a metal pole that's connected to my fence. So right here, I'm going to create a small ridge line, or excuse me, a small slip knot. I'm going to run my cord around the pipe back to me. Okay, so I have a slip knot and I've ran the cord around the pipe over there. It's not too far. Now, I have what's starting to look like a ridge line here. I'm going to run the excess cord that I have through this slip knot, and then all I have to do is pull here and it tightens for me. I'm pulling against that slip knot. Now, when I get to this position, I want to bite these two pieces together. It's going to be hard to show. I'm going to lay everything over and I'm going to reach through this loop and pull this tail. And what that'll do is that'll create another slip knot. The purpose of the second slip knot is so that when I'm done with my ridge line, I can pull it out and take it down. Okay, so let me show you one more time real quickly. So when I'm done with my ridge line, watch. I just come here and I pull, boom, it comes undone, and there, my ridge line comes down. Now from here, I'm just pulling. My slip knot came out. Let's make another one. Let me get it where I can show you. Right there. There's my, whoops. Made it too far. I'm kind of off camera a little bit. Make a loop. Run this tail through. There's my first little tail. Now, again, I'm around the pole over here, so I'm going to run the tail into the line around through my slip knot. Now you see everything as I pull. It's going to tighten and tighten and tighten. And when I get done, I'm going to bite these two together. See, I need to bite these two down so it'll hold it for me. Then I lay this over. Again, I lay that over and I reach through and pull. Now when I pull this rope back, I pull it towards my slip knot so I don't lose tension on my ridge line. And that's how I like to do my slip knot. Whoops, wrong way, sorry. I'll show you that one more time. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to put it up high right here, create a loop, run through, pull back. There's my slip knot. Find the other end of my rope. Run it through my loop where my finger is. See that? I'm running it through my loop where my finger is, and I'm slowly pulling it back. Now let me raise it up over here. Now you see that? I'm just going to pull this one that I had in my mouth. I'm going to pull this back towards me. This creates a lot of tension, a lot of pressure. From here I'm going to bite this with my fingers. Bite this with my fingers. Lay this over the top. Now reach through from the back side and grab this. Pull it towards my slip knot. Bam. Pull it towards the slip knot. Now do this. Now if you had a little bit of excess line and you wanted to get rid of this line and put it away, just run it around your hand. Run it around your hand. This through so when it's nighttime, dark outside, and you're having problems and you need to find this handle because you want to find the part to pull, you just stick it in between these layers and that handle's right there. So here you come at night fumbling around, you're feeling your ridge line, you're like, oh, there's my handle, and you can kind of feel, boom, undo. You can take your ridge line out very quickly, and you could be done. Just as simple as that. This last one, again, just pull. See it right here? It's gone. So everybody, I want to say thank you for watching my video. I hope you found some good information here. I hope the wind noise didn't get us today. I don't know if it did or not. I'll know once I get in the house. But as always, feel free to comment, feel free to subscribe, like, share, and as always again, have a beautiful day everybody. We'll see you next time.